Welcome back to Charlton Sports Weekly here at Anytime Fitness. We'd like to thank Coach Jesse Cruz for being our guest earlier today. We're going to go over some region games, and then we'll do our college picks for the week.
Yeah. All right. Let's start out with the old hated rivals, Clinch County. Clinch is playing at Turner County this weekend. Last week, Clinch had off. They was licking their wounds after Irwin pulled an upset over them. I see this game, Clinch having a week off going in there, and they probably gonna. Turner's probably down still after their homecoming loss last week. I see Clinch beating them by maybe 2 touchdowns, 10 points, 2 touchdowns.
You know, I think that this week for Clinch is really going to determine how their season goes. You know, I call it an upset by Irwin. You know, in the long run, it may not be one, but you know, they had a week off, chance to refocus. So I'm with you. I think they're going to come out. It's going to be a close game, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Clinch is going to dominate by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick Clinch to win. I just don't know the score, but I'm not good at that part.
All right. Lanier County is going to Atkinson County. Looks like we got the Bulldogs at the Rebels. I don't even know if this game is going to pan out to matter in the end. I don't know. Lanier still got a shot at the 4, maybe even a 3 seed. Yeah. So, and Lanier did beat Irwin County last week.
Right, you know, Irwin upsets Clinch, and Lanier goes over and beats Irwin. So anything can happen anytime, it looks like.
I think Lanier's going to be a little bit too much for Atkinson. I think Atkinson, they lost to Telfair, didn't they?
I believe so, right.
Atkinson may be cellar dwelling this year.
Yeah, they're struggling over in Atkinson. Talent levels down from when we were over there watching. So, you know, Lanier has athletes. If if they can put it all together, you know, they can play. So.
All right, and Telfair goes to Irwin County. I think Irwin's going to get their second win of the year this Friday night.
Right. Like I said, no big surprise there. I would pick Irwin too. You know, Telfair has won once this year, which they couldn't say the last couple of years. So
they can hang their hat on that.
That's right. You know, old coach Bill Pitts over there, assistant coach. You know, I'd like for him to win some more.
Yeah.
And him and his son Zach. I don't know if any of y'all remember him.
Yeah, I remember Zach. During wrestling season, Brent wrestled, so we seen Bill and Zach for a while, almost every weekend. So,
you know, for those two, I would hope they can win some more this year, except when they play us.
All right, and Bacon County has the week off, so they're going to lick their wounds and recuperate. And next week they play at Atkinson, and then we'll invade the Red Raider land.
That's right. That could be a packed house over there that week.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. They should, barring an upset, they should beat Atkinson, and they'll come into that game with 1 loss. Hopefully, we won't have any losses, and we'll see how things pan out. They obviously got a bunch of confidence rolling up there in Alma. Who knows what can happen on any you know that movie Any Given Sunday? In this region, it's Any Given Friday.
When you deal with teenagers, you never know.
All right, let's go over some college picks this week. Last week, I can't remember how we done. We picked all the same.
I know we both picked Alabama to beat Florida, and we got that one right.
We did. Alabama showed up in the swamp, didn't they?
That's right.
Don't worry, my team lost last week too.
That's right. My team won, so I get bragging rights this week.
There you go. The dogs have bragging rights. All right. Let's start out with a Big Ten matchup. Ohio State at Nebraska. Nebraska got manhandled last Saturday night by Wisconsin. Ohio State's down. I think Nebraska comes out mad and shows Ohio State they may be the new team in the Big Ten, but they on a different level than Ohio State.
Right. It just sounds weird to say Ohio State and Nebraska as a Big Ten matchup, though. But
nobody's safe in the conference this year.
Not anymore.
Except the SEC. We got people trying to get in there.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ohio State wins this one.
They very well could.
I think so.
They could.
The limb I may go out on may break Saturday, but got to do something to break the trend of us picking the same.
All right, let's pick this game here just for fun. Vanderbilt, which only has, I believe, one loss, is invading Tuscaloosa. Vanderbilt, they playing a little bit better than they had the past few years, but I don't know that Alabama couldn't maybe beat some subpar NFL team.
Right.
I think the Crimson Tide beats them by 35, and that's with calling the dogs out.
Right. Like I said, they may have a little sluggish start, a little let down after last week, but I don't think it's going to be too long before the Tide starts rolling again.
Those people be shaking those sticks with the toilet paper, the Tide box, and toilet paper.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. This ought to be a good game. Saturday night, Auburn, which somehow is still undefeated in the SEC, is playing at Arkansas. Arkansas hadn't looked too bad, except for that last 3 quarters against Alabama. I kind of think, and I hope, because I hate Auburn, I ain't going to make no bones about that. I hope Auburn's getting by the skin of their teeth comes to an end this week. So I'm going to take Arkansas.
Well, like I said, their streak of getting by the skin of the teeth, unfortunately, wasn't a conference game. It was when they lost to Clemson.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they're might still a little bit be too strong for Arkansas. Go out on another limb maybe, and I'll pick Auburn in this one.
Gonna take the Tigers.
As much as I hate to. I'm like you. They're not my favorite team by no means.
All right. Big game at 3:30 Saturday. Florida at LSU. Florida lost their quarterback last week to a high ankle sprain. LSU just kept rolling. I don't think Florida, even if they had John Bradley, is going to beat LSU. So I'll say LSU, but only by about 10 points. 14 maybe.
Like I said, Florida's going to have to manage some kind of offense that they didn't show in the second half against Alabama. Freshman quarterback, and it definitely showed. But somehow or another, they've got to get something out of their running game. Because Alabama completely shut the running game down, and you have to rely on a true freshman to lead you to a win. It's rare, and chances are it's not going to happen.
And starting this past Saturday, Florida starts probably the most 4 hellacious weeks of the season anybody can ask for.
Right.
Alabama, number 1 team in the country. LSU. Then this week, LSU number 2. Next week, they catch a break at Auburn. And then they got Georgia the following week. So they've got 4 quality opponents right there, 4 weeks in a row. And if they don't stay healthy, the back part of that SEC season, they could be losing to Vanderbilt.
Right.
They could be, if they don't stay healthy. But they'll somehow get through it and survive it.
Right.
And,
I'm not sure how long Brantley's going to be out.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next game, another SEC game. Kentucky's coming to Columbia to play the Gamecocks. I hope my Gamecocks can rebound from a disappointing loss last Saturday. It was bad at my house when the final seconds ticked off, and I thought there should have been 2 left. But it is what it is. A loss is a loss. But, thank God Spurrier has benched Stephen Garcia. Connor Shaw's getting the start, and on one of the Gamecocks websites I subscribe to, they're calling this week, since he started the season, the first game, they're calling this the Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. So,
but Garcia, he'll look great sometimes, and he'll just make some stupid decisions at others. And
he's been making too many stupid decisions this year. Leads the country in interceptions. That's enough to bench him right now.
I would think so.
I'll take Carolina by 21, though.
I think Carolina's going to win that one, too. You know, Kentucky's just not that strong this year. So.
All right, next game, we got the Red River rivalry. Oklahoma and Texas.
Both undefeated, aren't they?
Both undefeated. Oklahoma's number 3, Texas is number 11. Texas definitely rebounded from the terrible season they had last year. I don't think they're going to have enough for Oklahoma, though.
No, like I said, Oklahoma's been tested early on this year. Went to Florida State, and they came out of that one with a win. So, you know, it's a big rivalry. I think I saw somewhere where I can't remember how many Oklahoma players are from the state of Texas, and there's a bunch of them. But so, you know, it's a big game. You know, big rivalry game. Sometimes anything can happen, but
that's true.
The way I see it, you know, Oklahoma's got the stronger team and should win.
All right, last but not least, your team, the Bulldogs, I think they're playing at Tennessee. I know they play Tennessee. I think it's in Knoxville. Tennessee's only lost 1 game, I think. Of course, they haven't played too good of opponents. But the Dogs go in there, they on a roll. They beat Mississippi State pretty good last Saturday. And I think the only chance Tennessee will have, whether it's home or away for them, is if that quarterback and what's the receiver's name that played at Calhoun?
Rogers.
If Rogers if he gets hot, but they lost their number 1 receiver, their best receiver, earlier in the year. I don't think, though, that those guys will get hot. I don't think Tennessee can run the ball too good, so I'll take Georgia by 17 in that game.
Like I said, it's going to be a big game as far as the SEC East goes, because since Florida and South Carolina both lost last week. They got 1 loss. Georgia's got a loss. Tennessee's got a loss.
Vandy 1 loss.
So, the winner of that game,
gets an inside track.
Keeps them in the driver's seat anyway. I guess there's no need wondering who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Dogs, but
go figure.
That's right. I win some and I lose some, but I'm going to stick with them through thick and thin. So, go Dogs.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this segment up with that, and we'll be back with some rec department news.